great to have this opportunity to meet you all, and thank you, Michael, for setting up this meeting. My name, if I pronounce it correctly in my language, I'm from Croatia. It's Leila JURIS, but you don't bother. You just pronounce Leila. I will understand you, of course. We have very weird names in Croatia, so it's not for Europeans. It's not even easy. I'm running the company called the Health Tourism Industry Partner, and actually what we do, namely 10 years ago, we started with health tourism conferences, specialized conferences. It started in Croatia as an initiative of local people, but a few years later we became international, and today it is I would say one of the very few, almost only initiative in Europe that actually put European stakeholders all together. So what is our strength today? Of course, we do the consultancy, we make the magazine, all these marketing tools that we use. It's usually accompanying when you're doing events. But what the major strength is, that may be interesting, is that we put together the business and government in terms on that we do discuss policies, strategies, and what is needed to be, let's say, improved on the level of European Union and general European continent. So we have these good relations with European Parliament, European Commission, with many European associations, and practically we act somehow as a facilitator in between these high-level European stakeholders, from the officials, better to say, and the business sector. But of course, when we are talking about events, we actually work with the private sector. We have agents, we bring them to the events, make B2B meetings. This is one of the very important part of our job. And also we work a lot on networking. We try to put people, to connect them. It's actually, even in Corona, it's something that did not disappear. I would say even more needed, because when you have events, you will have a chance to run into someone. Now it's a bit different, but we really try to maintain the network of health tourism enthusiasts, I would say, and professionals. So I'm very happy and very much looking forward to listen what are the situation in your countries, and possibly to find some common ground for collaboration in the future. I see everything on the long run. So yes, I really look forward to this.
Thank you very much, Leila. Yeah, so Dr. Nicola Simbia, a brief introduction, please.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, a moment, hold on.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Dr. OYEBOLA, you're a bit clear, so we can see your face.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
That's fine. All right.
Hello, I'm sorry, that was an interruption.
That's okay.
Yeah, my name is Nicola Simbia. I did PhD in Hungary. I just returned a little over a year ago, and I did tourism management with specialty in tourism safety and festival tourism, then customer behavior in tourism. Okay, for now, I'm the head of department for tourism management in a university now we call Technical University. Formerly, we used to have 10 regions in Ghana, and every region has a polytechnic. And now all the polytechnics have been turned into technical university. Technical. We are different from the normal traditional university, because what makes us different is the more practical work. In my department, every 2 weeks, we send students to any of the tourism facility in the country to learn on the job. So we call it hands-on skill training. That's tourism management. So that is the hallmark of Technical University in Ghana. And that is where I'm teaching one of them in the Western region in Takoradi. And Takoradi, the city is a harbor city. We have 2 harbor cities in Ghana, and I'm in the second one. And we have a lot of tourism facilities, water, land water interface facilities, and so forth and so on. So I also do other academic counseling as a professional teacher I have taught in the classroom for over 22 years. So I have teaching experience. Then we do also consultation. Recently, FOSHA UK gave me a fellowship award. That is Fellow of Organizational Safety and Health Association. I was invited, interviewed, and I was given the fellowship award. So I'm part of OSHA UK, Organization of Safety and Health Association. We have part in West Africa, Nigeria and Ghana, we form one group. So Nigeria and Ghana, we are leading the West African country or the region. And that is by way of introduction. So that is what I do in Ghana. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Yeah, that's brief and detailed as well. Yeah, Dr. OYEBOLA, over to you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma. Sorry, the weather is affecting my voice a bit. I hope you can, hear me.
Yes,
all right. Yes, I'm a Dr. Mrs. Esan OYEBOLA, as you've been calling me. Yes, I'm the acting head of the Department of Hotel Management and Tourism in JABU. JABU is a private university, a faith-based private university in Nigeria. And we are looking forward to a good time with our foreign counterparts. My own area of interest in tourism is challenges facing hospitality as a business post-COVID in Nigeria. That's the area where I'm developing my research interests. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for the introduction. Well, because of time, I think 3 weeks ago, I think it's over a month now, Leila, we had this business forum in Budapest. And one of the objectives that was agreed is to kind of bridge the medical tourism between Europe and Africa. Africa is a continent with, I think, almost 58 countries or thereabout. So whenever I speak with my European counterparts, I always let them understand that I'm not a prince of Africa. I only kind of specialize in specialized globalization, whereby West Africa for a start, and the other part of Europe. And even with the West Africa, about 17 countries, I narrowed down to at least, let's start with the English speaking first. And charity, they say, begin at home. So I can say I'm a Nigerian and as well I'm a Ghanaian. I don't know how that is possible, but in a way, I just believe we should take this thing step by step. My own aim is to open the door or the gates for the European counterpart to come in to the region to kind of promote, particularly the health medical industry, themselves, and how they can be of service, how they can be of benefit, and as well how the region can be of benefit to them. A kind of a win-win thing, because this is not a philanthropist thing. This is a business. At the same time, business that can lead to other possible, maybe research and exchange of students, exchange of, whatever follow. Now, because this is 23rd of December 2021, the year is running out, and one of our take-home, one of the things that we want to record next year during the next year forum is the success. And before we can talk of success, there must have been an achievement, and there cannot be an achievement without planning. So you can see where we are going. Now, to make this relationship meaningful, I will want Dr. Mba to tell us, considering the fact that you've heard from Leila what the medical tourism stands for, where do you think the HTI can come into Ghana, or to partner with what is available in Ghana? The same question will be given to Dr. OYEBOLA. So briefly, please. Dr. Mba, over to you.
I should start?
Yes, please.
Right, okay. Thank you. Is it possible I can share some screen, or it's not possible?
Yeah, I know you're a lecturer, but might be mindful of time.
Okay, right. So
yeah. You can share.
Yeah,
let me Yeah, you can. Yeah, I've given you the link.
Okay. I hope you can all see.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, so HOD Tourism Industry, and this is a brief one.
That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some cursory, and I realized that cursory research about the medical tourism, which sometimes exchange or interchange with the health tourism, and no problem. So it is known that there's no one particular harmonious agreement or definition for that, and so forth and so on. But you see that definition of medical tourism concentrates on health services, which ranges from health checkups, dental care services, reproductive interventions, and organ transplants. And these also raise these issues or practices border on safety of patient, Okay, so health tourism. Health tourism consists of three major components. One is the medical tourism, wellness tourism, which is meant to enhance health. And the last one is the spa tourism, which Ghana has a lot of advantages. And the spa combines medical and health components. And I must say that these three components or parts are different, but they overlap from time to time. Okay. Now, Africa, I remember in the search 2001, 52 countries were assembled, including Nigeria and Ghana. And the declaration was named as Abuja Declaration to help boost health status in Africa for that matter. And since then, only 3 countries have so far developed to the highest level, Rwanda, Zambia, and Tanzania. But interestingly, Nigeria and Ghana in the sub-region, West Africa, they are still developing and making efforts to rake in their profits of the health facilities so far as medical tourism is concerned. Then in Ghana, with medical tourism, we are developing what we call eco-medical village. And it is expected that this shall be the game changer in the continent. We have few spas. We have hotels that also run spas. And these are some examples of them I have picked for you. We have Labadi Beach Hotel, which is in the capital city, Accra. Then we also have a Moving Peak Ambassador Hotel, which is also in Accra. Then we have a Marriott Hotel, also in Accra. Then we have Ankobra Beach Resort at Zim. This is in the western region where I am located. And most of the facilities, for that matter, are located along the water bodies. And tourists really prefer such places. So you can see the pictures, and you can see the architecture of the building. This is a local or traditional way of building in the high temperature. We have high temperatures in Ghana, so we don't normally use the European style of the architecture. So this is a local one with wheat plants being used as roofing. Very interesting, and it boosts the tourism, for that matter, medical health industry. Another one is a Royal Senchi Hotel, which has spa. It is in Nakosombo. In this town is where we have the hydroelectrical power. Our dam that produces the power is in this town. So we have a lot of facilities around the water bodies. You can see some pictures there, very interesting. And with some plantation we call coconut also along the water bodies. Then we have a Volta Hotel, also Akosombo. You can see some tourists on the water body. But our dam is called Volta Dam. And Volta is a lake that has been, it's a artificial. It was made by man, artificially created to produce hydropower for the nation. And the water body, water body has now been turned into tourism resort, for that matter, spa. Then we also have this Quality residence in Accra, Then in a short, I would say that where I am in the western region of Ghana, for now, our regions are divided into 16. Hitherto, there were 10, and 6 were added. So Ghana is divided into regions. And I am in the western region, the western part, and we share border with La Côte d'Ivoire. So we have some Ghanaians who stay across the border, and we have some Ivorians who also stay in Ghana, and I mean, vice versa. You know, in Africa, there's no division. The divisions are just imaginary. You can cross over to each other's country. Okay, so in Western region, because of the water bodies, and interestingly, in this region is where Ghana has recently found the oil. And the oil finding has increased the activities of tourism. And a lot of expatriates, European Americans, are relocating from elsewhere into this region. So for medical health, medical tourism or health tourism, Ghana has a potential, and partnering with our group HTI from Europe will be very advantageous. And I know to be a win-win case, mostly in my region, Western region, for that matter, the capital called Takoradi. Okay. Then in conclusion, I will say that there's one doctor, Felix Anya, who operates Holy Trinity Medical Center in Accra. He's so much into spa development, and he has a strong desire that government of Ghana would consider the promotion of health tourism, which is a very new area of development. But because Ghana has expertise in heart operation and spinal surgery, he did a small search that the cost of operation in USA is a little over $100,000, but that same operation in Ghana is a little over 10,000. So you can imagine health tourism, medical tourism is very advantageous and profitable in Ghana. And then he is developing the Health Tourism Medical Center, which can occupy 60 beds, which has a hospital, dental care, and spa. So in conclusion, I would say that Ghana, if medical business is well promoted as a tourism product, the country will benefit tremendously and rake in much needed foreign exchange. But of course, the region and the country is now open for partnership. So HTI and this discussion comes in handy, and we are ready to partner. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mba.
Thank you.
So Leila, you can now see that Ghana is the right, well, it's a good option for.
Yeah, it's a good option.
Yes, actually, this is a great information. Thank you very much, Dr. Nicholas. It was, I mean, for me, of course, I'm learning. I want to understand. May I already ask, can you share later the presentation? I would like to, I was taking notes, but of course, it's different when you have it.
Well, I hope Dr. will be able to share.
Sure. Later I can share. I'll give you them.
Yes, thank you.
Great. All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. That's quite informative and brief. We also have Lynette from Uganda. Leila, remember there was this lady from Uganda that joined.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So she's in Budapest, but obviously she's not in the medical tourism herself. So she has this partner that has just joined. Lynette, could you please introduce yourself briefly from Uganda, if it's okay?
Yes, definitely. It's very okay. I'm very excited to be here. I'm sorry for joining in late. I was on the road when 12 o'clock hit, and I just thought I could be able to log in. I'm very excited to be here. I joined in when the gentleman was, I think, on slide 4. So I think I found him already presenting. But I'm in the tourism industry. I've been in the tourism industry for the last 5 to 6 years. I'm very passionate about tourism. I've heard about medical tourism on a wide scale in different countries. I'm yet to familiarize more with his concept, but at least I know that medical tourism has been happening in different countries around the world. And maybe the way it's practiced is what I want to learn more from his angle. Like what you were sharing, the spa, as much as I can from what's happening in the tourism industry in Uganda, because I'm on the ground and I'm kind of like in the different spaces of the tourism industry. I'm also lecturing at Uganda Christian University, and I would love to share. So
right,
I just want to listen in, be able to conceptualize what you're sharing, so that I can know what information to share as well. Thank you.
That's fine. Thank you very much. Well, we have a very limited time. Well, we started 9 o'clock. 9 a.m., which is GMT, because at the moment I'm in the UK. So we're looking at finishing the next 30 minutes. Already, Dr. Mba has set a good pace. Dr. OYEBOLA, over to you briefly, ma.
We can't hear you.
Oh, unmute. Let me unmute you.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. Can you talk now?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
For medical tourism in Nigeria, I think the experts, they are working on it. But I didn't really prepare for. I had another plan for today's. I never knew it's going to be in the line of medical tourism, but I will do extensive work on that.
That's
but
all
I know
right.
as for hotels and tourist centers, they have some sections that accommodate the wellness and the spa section. But for Nigeria as a country, we have a lot of tourist centers. For example, where my institution is situated, we have some tourist attractive centers there, which can facilitate our foreign counterparts. For example, we have Ashes Cave over thousands of years there. We have the person that our school is named after, the great apostle. One of the mountains where he prayed and people were healed, that have ancient landmark, is still there. And we have some other attractive center in our neighborhood there. We have Erinjesha water fountain, which the government is working on, but at least has attracted tourists in time past and is still attracting tourist people. That is down southwest here. And when you go up the middle part of the country, for example, let's talk about Jos. You know, Jos weather is a very good weather for the Europeans, and they've been inhabiting there. And back to Lagos, we have hotel, 5-star hotels, which I can't be giving names. There are names that are situated by the beach side that accommodates wellness and spa as well. But to permit me to do extensive work on the medical tourism as far as Nigeria is concerned. But the institution is open up for collaboration. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. I actually, I'm from Nigeria as well, so I'm also from that region. So when I spoke with the registrar of the private university, he made mention of what doctor said. So obviously, the collaboration is still there for us. Now, I know you did not come with medical tourism. In 1 or 2 minutes, can you, Dr. OYEBOLA, can you come up with this hotel? What are your challenges, hotel post-COVID, and where do you think the European can come in? Because I still want you to have your own say in this.
And basically, my own experience, or let me say my own understanding, this post-COVID is, we are still trying to encourage people. Me, I'm a tourist person. When I travel outside the country, I like to explore. For example, my visit to Kenya, I explored their biodiversity and the likes. So, you know, by the nature of Nigeria, and when we hear something, we are always very scared about the aftermath. So we are trying to encourage people that the COVID is there, right? But if you put on the safety measures, we still have to go on with our life. We still have to enjoy the best of life. So there's still a little challenges on that. But basically, I want to talk about, you know, me, I'm an academic person. So I want to talk about the academic aspects of it as a lecturer for the students and for the institution. For the students and for the institution.
All right. On that note, we'll try and probably, myself and Leila will try and source for universities in Europe that kind of specialize on your interest, and probably see how we can link you up together. But obviously, that's for sure. There is room for, institution partnership. This is what I do basically. Probably student exchange, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's great.
Exactly. Okay. Because of time, now could Lynette briefly tell us the challenges in Uganda, where you think we can find a common ground, briefly? Yeah. If you are talking, you are muted, so please kindly unmute yourself. Lynette, are you still there? All right, yeah, because of time. So now, based on what Dr. Mba has said, I see a possibility of us having an event in Accra, in Ghana. I mean, depending on where you would suggest. I think your own area is a bit attractive, with the seaside and the mud and all this stuff.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Great. Yeah, so before I get to that, Lina, based on what Dr. Mba said and also what Dr. OYEBOLA has said, what do you have to say? Over to you.
Asking me now?
Yeah, Lina. Yeah.
Okay, because I said you said Lynette, so okay. No, okay. No, actually, as you just mentioned, how I see it. Of course, this is very few information, but enormously much more than I had before this meeting. So it's I'm really thankful to listen and to get to know all this information. I would say that in order to really advance. Let's put it country by country, because what is very important, what is the difference, actually a major difference between health tourism and especially the medical tourism with all the other forms of tourism, is that there is no element of curiosity. So luxury tourism is, for example, hard to develop because you need a lot of very, financially very exhausting, infrastructure. But at the end of the day, there are always people that want to explore and they need, for example, I'm just putting an example, they need a luxury setup. But when we are talking about medical tourism specifically, so not just regular wellness, but medical tourism, the most critical aspect is trust. And I have been witnessing how it's it's a saying, medical tourism is actually trust tourism. So it's not easy to start. And therefore, I'm very glad that Dr. Nicolas mentioned the case of this Holy Trinity Medical Center with Dr. Felix Ania, if I got it correctly. This is actually a great example to start with. But I would advise that, some kind of governmental or regional government support is crucial. I have seen many hospitals who try to do it themselves to enter into the medical tourism market. It's a very long time needed, and actually it's very time consuming and it's very financially consuming. It's not that it's not possible, it's just that it's not worth trying to start alone. It's much better to see if there are similar companies like this. What are the stakeholders in that specific region? Because when we talk about Africa, we usually talk about very large countries. So it's not even necessary to have the entire country, put the heads all together. But, if you start with some very interesting, very attractive region, and I think that all of you who are living there, which region would be the most interesting, and then start with one region. Of course, on the marketing side, it's always the country name. That doesn't matter because, for the Europeans, for the US people, it's Africa and then it's Ghana, or it's Africa and then it's Nigeria. They don't care about but of course they will learn. It's a learning process. Nothing goes overnight. But if starting with few very good stakeholders supported by their government, that could be regional, could be local government, doesn't matter, but just some kind of institution, it really helps. I have seen it now for years, how some companies tried it alone. I feel sorry for them. It's so much time consuming, and sometimes just because of having the institution endorsing it, and of course financially supporting, it's much easier. So that would be the first, I would say, idea to really check who of these guys are interested to be promoted as health tourism company organization. And then, of course, then there are some things that they have to fulfill, like they have to speak at least the English language, depending on which market they're offering. You know, these are the like little checklists that we can help with. And then it would be the next step to put small events in the country. Don't expect now to have like big event all Africa. No, it's not worth. It's too much effort. But it's always good to start with the local initiative to showcase what locally has been done, and then you have few people, few good quality educational, let's say, not professors in general, but those practitioners, you know, from the field. Some doctor that is running a successful medical tourism company or clinic, or some, you know, clinic manager, or some CEO of some hotel resort in some other parts in it could be Europe or US, you know, Asia, depends on the region. So some people that can really transmit their experiences, very hands-on, and that will help a lot to the people whom actually you can bring to these kind of events, because then they will establish their own network. You know, if these spa managers, 5 of them, for example, from Ghana, are being there, and then they get to know and to hear the experience of similar people from other countries, and then it's not only that they learn, but they also establish contact. And then, of course, then you can start thinking about inviting agents. Agents are the ones who will finally sell it to the market. As to my experience, it's a process. It's a process that can take, you know, at least 2 or 3 years. I would put it, you know, like 3 years roadmap to position it for the start. You know, don't expect, just don't expect that something goes overnight. It's health tourism. Everything is very slow, but the good thing is that once you are on the market, you have this trust. You earn the trust of the agents. Then things go much smooth, and then you are. Of course, you are one of the first movers on the market, because then other African colleagues will follow, etc. So that's how it rolls out. It's just not overnight.
All right, thank you very much. That's quite insightful. I think the same thing applies to LYNET as well in Uganda. I don't know if there's any questions so far from Dr. Umba, because I noticed you. What I've seen so far, practically, from your presentation and what I believe is on ground in Ghana. Ghana is actually a preferable place for us to step in because it seems to have all these templates. You know, all we just need to do is just have the beat together. However, Dr. Umba is on ground. What do you have to say to what Leila just said moving forward?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, the strong point. Thank you, Leila. The strong point I picked from her presentation is showcasing the success stories so that the partners will use as point of entry for partnership and cooperation. And then the last one, he said that it seems like we are scattered, we are not organized. It's an observation. So I think this is the area, and those of us, for me in Ghana and you in Nigeria, we need to harness and organize for organization, and this will also help in the marketing aspect Leila mentioned. Yeah. Then also that this is a big industry. No one organization or one company can go alone, and we need collaboration, which is very important, and also involvement of either local government, central government, or some institutions in the locality to get involved. So these are areas I'll put down, and I will see how we can work on them. Okay, thank you.
All right, then. Thank you very much. I think the inclusion of the universities as well will be able to, you know, for example, in Nigeria, we have the university that is being represented here. We will try and see how we probably discuss with Leila and a few others as well, what on our own parts, how we can at least kick the ball rolling. However, the people on ground, as we've been discussing, we'll try and see what need to be in place so that by the time we now come up with probably an event. In short, with this coronavirus pandemic now, I think it may be justifiable to have an online event, maybe the second quarter of next year, just to launch ourselves gradually. I'm aware that there are some associations, according to what Leila said, I mean, they try to put this thing together. Even in Nigeria, they failed. You know, it's we don't just rush into it. We launch ourselves gradually. At the same time, there are existing institutions, for example, in Hungary, that are ready to partner with. I mean, Dr. Mba, you were in Hungary. You know that there are hospitals that are ready to partner with, for example, this doctor in Accra. However, there should be a platform where they all meet. You know, when they meet in a platform, like in a forum, then there will be there will be authenticity. As Leila said, trust will be built. Then they can now be able to go into business negotiation. Yeah. The same thing goes with institutions, with universities. You know, so the aim, so that all the parties, all the stakeholders involved in this meeting will benefit, are one, see collaborations of existing spa or hotel in country A, or let's say continent A and continent B. See possible introduction of even private universities. Now, it's good that the universities are private. It's very easy to go into collaboration. So go ahead.
Michael, actually, yes, now you one actually good information. I mean, it's great to connect the universities. I will tell you one few arguments why. Not only because of, regular, of course, it's always good to connect, but in Europe, for example, there are only few universities that really cherish health tourism and have it as a topic and really explore it and research, etc. One is in Austria. And I mean, there are actually a few people that are really, well known in the industry, that are following the industry, attending events. That's how I happen to know them. And so there is one in Graz in Austria. There is in Bremen. There is it's in Germany. Then it's Deggendorf, also in Germany. There is in the city of Opatija in Croatia. They are actually doing very well, quite well. I'm surprised, but they're really very focused on health tourism. And there are, I'm just not sure about the name, but there is one in Spain as well, I think in Barcelona area. So there are not actually many players in this field, and they all struggle with data. So what is now happening, I tried to connect the European ones to the joint, we call it European Funds Project, because European Union is always giving some money for research, etc., etc. So that they all join forces together to come up with some research to get data. So I'm sure that they will be very happy to find a proper country partner in some African country. I'm not sure that they are working with right now in terms of health tourism, and that could be also one good starting point, because these universities usually have access, as they have access what is going on in Europe, the data, they're going to events, they know also some people, the network in between them. So it's also a very good starting point, because at the end of the day, what you need to prove when you are in a medical tourism, especially, in general, you have to prove to your government how worth it is, how complex the industry is, so that actually the government who is putting in the strategies health tourism, they understand how much benefit it can give to the local economy. In order to do that, you need data. So that's why this is the whole circle. I would say that it's good to have it connected, because I'm sure that, only US, they have some data, but the rest of the world, they have very few data, maybe some country, but nothing is structured, it's just, just counting tourists, but you don't know the real effect of this kind of economy, this part of economic sector to the entire economy.
Yeah, I think you're right. The data thing is key. I remember linking up, I think a professor from University of Abeokuta is in Nigeria, western part, with University of Belgrade on genetic, related projects, and now they are working together. Which so I think we can use the same approach. So this now goes to Dr. OYEBOLA. You say you are working on a research, correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So briefly, in a minute, or how do you see the possibility of because I can easily approach these universities on behalf of your institution, but what do you guys have to showcase?
Okay, presently we're talking about the challenges facing the hospitality industry in Nigeria with reference to some specific mega cities.
All right.
Post-COVID. But when we started the Zoom talking about health, I'm also trying to look at how I can fine-tune or fashion in the health aspect of it.
All right.
To the challenges facing. Maybe when I'm done, I will get across.
Certainly. Because then, for me, it's very easy to approach this university. Say, okay, we have this. According to what we've been told now, the need for data. They are hungry for data, and that would be the starting point. For the possible collaboration. And I think the same thing goes with Dr. Mba as well, being the HOD of tourism. Now, briefly, LYNET from Uganda, are you still with us? Do you have one or two things to say or ask? I know you made us understand that you are learning. What have you learned so far? Unmute your mic. All right.
So, yes, thank you. So, in relation to what you're talking about about medical tourism, so far what I knew about medical tourism, what I know has been happening in Uganda, we had more of outbound clients, whereby we had more of Ugandans traveling to countries like India, maybe the UK, and maybe Kenya for medical procedures. So that's the medical tourism I knew which was happening in Uganda. The other way around, having Europeans coming to Uganda for medical tourism, that is something new. And there's something that Leila, the lady talked about, where she said, Leila, there's something that you said where you said it would be best to have collaborations with institutions, like maybe, let's say, the Ministry of Tourism in Uganda, or the Ministry of Health, like such institutions, to have this project, this kind of project pushed further into the communities, which I think is good. But like you mentioned as well, there's a lot of bureaucracy in our different institutions, but that can always be worked around. So I'm learning more of how best can we practice the tourism where we're having the Europeans coming to Uganda for medical tourism. That is something new that I'm learning about so far. Because what I always knew about medical tourism was Ugandans traveling out for maybe operations, transplants, and all that.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Because of time, so it will take a big miracle for Europeans to come to Uganda for medical treatment. Don't get things mixed wrong. However, what I believe can be done is, if there are trustworthy medical institutions in Uganda who will probably like to connect, with existing European partners, this is possible. But that seems to be a long journey, which is not unreachable. So, because I wouldn't want us to repeat ourselves because of time, what we're going to do, now that we've all put faces to the names, except for LYNET, we believe you have your reason why you are not probably where you are. So we'll continue the discussion on the chat room. So I'll give, this will be recorded and turned into a video so that we can all listen to it again. Then we'll give ourselves a timeline. Now, this is December 2021. Now, in the first quarter of next year, what do we want to achieve? How do we want to achieve it? We can start with a Zoom conference, with Zoom conference that will involve parties from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Uganda, and probably we can approach the Ministry of Health because it costs nothing. It's not about traveling this time around. So then we bring in European counterparts from Croatia, from Hungary and other parts of Europe. Then we'll have a good, sizable, at least standard event. We leave that to us. So long as digital, we'll try and let it be as standard as possible, so that a wider audience will see their challenges, and from there we'll be able to see how we'll move on. Even attending, be present in that event alone is introducing yourself, and also the fact that you will be attending the event is you are building trust to yourself, for future potential partners in Europe. You know, one thing that Leila started with is trust. Yeah, because there are lots out there. If we don't trust each other, we won't be talking. Although some of us are meeting ourselves for the first time, but you know, after this event, some of us have had our knowledge broadened. There are curiosity in our mind. I can see it already. So the next meeting, probably in ending of January or February, before the main event, we'll have much more information to work with. So that is what I believe how we can move forward. Yeah, because of time, we only have 5 more minutes. Anybody has anything to say? 1 minute each. Yes, Leila.
Yes, actually, Michael, you mentioned before about European or whoever coming. I think whole point is that if you are starting now in these few countries to build up the medical tourism offer, it's not about European coming. Of course, one day they will come. It's just about that you can now build your countries, these 2-3 countries, as a reference medical centers. Like, for example, in Europe, we have Germany, that nobody's questioning the trust at the quality of services in Germany. They even don't do marketing. They do nothing, and people are coming because they were the first movers. They were the ones actually that proved that it's high quality, and we all trust them. So when you say, you know, you are going to the hospital in Germany, nobody's questioning if something is good or bad. I mean, of course it's good, you know. And that is something that what I'm seeing now, that Ghana and Nigeria and Uganda, you know, can be the countries who will actually lead the way. And then people from other parts of Africa, first you build up this regional demand. And then, of course, then I mean, you will always have then other following this way.
Great. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Speaking of Nigeria, one of the things that I know of is there are high 5-star hospitals in Nigeria. I mean, the expatriates. When I went to Nigeria 2 or 3 years ago with the products, I was surprised to see Europeans being attended to by Nigerian doctors. You know, So the stake is very high. I appreciate that. Now, so that's a challenge to Lilith in Uganda. Trust me, I believe that when the time is right, Europeans, in short, there are some Western institutions that want to establish their hospitals in Uganda to treat Uganda, and you know that will also attract other African clients. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I have something to say. Sorry, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Sorry. Sir, my institution is planning to build a teaching hospital. Okay. So I want to ask, how can we fashion in this medical tourism? We already have an existing College of Health Sciences. Okay. We have nursing and medical lab science, but they are proposing to start medicine. Okay. But we already have a land property where we want to build the teaching hospital. So how can this medical tourism be fashioned into the construction of this teaching hospital?
Leila, do you have any answer?
Well, I must say I don't recall any example of that. I do know, of course, there are many hotels are usually being built to be like teaching hotels for the hospitality student. But, I don't know about the hospital being built having in mind health tourism, but there are a lot of hospitals that are very strong in health tourism, but they are also university hospitals. So in this regard, I don't know now by heart. I just know that there are a few. I even know one in Croatia. But this is something that we can explore also through our contacts. That what could be the good example of collaboration for you.
Yeah.
Because once you have the good quality and the good teaching system for the medical students, of course, you can always involve them and offer them additional course about the health tourism or medical tourism, to put more precisely, because it is not the same. Medical is really medical, and health it's much broader, as Dr. Nicola also showed at the first slides. But this is something that at the end of the day, doctors also sometimes decide to enter. First, they're interested in medicine, and then they're interested in this international collaboration. So it's something that I see it very easily to be involved. Should not be a problem. The medical service, it is what is hard.
Yeah.
Always.
All right. thank you very much. Yeah, I think that should be the end, because it's so tempting. You can go on, and we have other things. So what I would do, I would obviously convert this into a video, a YouTube video, so it should not still occupy your space in your phone, so that you can listen to it. Then we'll take it off from there. All right, thank you very much. Dr. Nicholas, any last thing? We have 1 more minute from Ghana. Dr. Nicholas, I think it's frozen already.
It's frozen.
No, Dr. Nicholas, do you have any last thing before we go? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah,
Great.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to see you all. Now we are partners. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
All right then. Dr. OYEBOLA, thank you very much.
Thank you
Lilet,
very much, sir.
we'll send it to, I will add you to the WhatsApp group, then we'll take it off from there.
Okay.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay,
Thank you all.
very much, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. Bye-bye. Nice.
Thank you.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.